Sam, thanks very much for joining us. There's been a lot of focus on impact, purpose-driven investment, particularly as well affordable housing and those kinds of things on the residential side, and the impact of technology on that. Do you see a role for that within this particular sector?
Yeah, absolutely. The potential is huge, and I think especially within residential, because Resi is everywhere and it's serving a basic human need. The responsibility of every company involved in residential to deliver some sort of impact is huge. There's already a lot being talked about around green credentials and things like that, and I think people are already relatively focused on improving that side of the ESG, and IMMO, we're constantly working hard to improve how we renovate our properties, but I would love to see the markets sort of put more effort and emphasis also on the social impact side of Resi investment, as you were sort of mentioning on. People have started talking about affordable housing, and yes, there's some fantastic, affordable housing strategies and initiatives, and we're already in talks with a number of kind of impact funds about, how we can help deliver existing stock within existing communities for their affordable strategies. But we think it should go far beyond just affordable housing. As Resi investors increase their holdings, more and more Resi investors are going to become the major landlords within communities and neighborhoods. And therefore, I think, not just at IMMO, but, anyone else that's entering this asset class, I think we've really got a responsibility to not only think about just the product and services that we're delivering to individual tenants, but also thinking about how our investments impact and benefit the broader communities that ultimately we are financially benefiting from. I said before, there's a lot of work already going into how we start measuring green credentials and things like that, but I would really love to see a lot more work done as well around how we measure social impacts. So it's far less obvious and not quite as tangible as the green credentials are to measure, but it's all possible, and we're already starting to think about it, and I would love to see the markets doing more around that as well.
Yeah, I think that social impact side is a really interesting area. Really interesting to catch up, Samantha. Thanks very much for joining us.
That's all right. Thank you very much for having me.